Covis Bell Infinity. This is the Nomads starter pack. I got this for a client that wants me to paint them all up like that. Oh boy. That's going to be tough. Well, I'm just going to do this quick unboxing. I'm going to show you the models. When I get these done, I'll put pictures on my Instagram, which is AVP Wargamer, on Instagram. So there's the box. I like the way these are packed. Got your bases right there. You have your female character here. Nicely numbered with all of her bits. I like the fact that they included these little plastic baggies because it makes it so much easier to keep track of all the pieces. Dun, dun, dun. So you get quite a few models in this kit. These are about 38 millimeter, I would say. So if you were to compare Infinity miniatures to like Protoss Games Aliens figures, let me grab a Marine here. So here's like a Marine that I'm working on. Do a size comparison. These are like exactly the right scale. Boom. Look at that. So I'm going to glue these guys together and see what they look like. Alright, so when working with metal miniatures, you're going to need a nail file. Especially if you're using the slot bases here. There's always going to be a little extra flange on the bottom of your models. So you file that down nice and smooth. And then with these particular slot bases, you actually have to cut out with an X-Acto knife the hole that you need. Then you should put them in there. And always test fit before you glue. You're going to want to make sure you have a nice flush surface. Like, see this piece right here? Like, that's got a lot of extra bits that I have to trim off, all these little doodads. And then I have to make sure that it actually fits comfortably. And these actually are really nice models. I have to use a pair of toenail clippers to get the big bits. Okay. You can carefully trim off any extra metal. Whoop. Now, when you're doing hands that have like a gun like this, and you can see the hands attached to the gun, you're going to have to get these two pieces to meet up, which is sometimes difficult. So you're going to have to get in there and with glue all over this thing and get them to match up. There's a lot of little bits around these hands that I have to trim off. And you have to really look at it too. Be careful not to trim off a piece that you need. Look at the box art a lot to see if, that'll help. Okay. There we go. Sometimes I'll have to file off any little imperfections. Alright, so now I'm going to take your good old Zap-A-Gap and some baking soda here and glue these together. Alright, I'm going to rub a little bit on the slot base. I like to rub it in like this and then get some of that baking soda on there. Put it on there. Blow it off. There you go. The baking soda is also good for doing like snow effects or something afterwards, or if you want to get some texture on there. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now, the reason why I use baking soda is what that does is that helps cure the liquid right away. It gets it to stick a lot faster. So what I'll do is I'll take like a little bit of baking soda that's fallen down there, kind of get it on there, like that. Now it will weaken the hold just a teens, you know, because you have these little grains in there mixed in with your glue. But that's the trade-off for getting it to stick faster. There we go. See, so that's actually sticking. Now it's not cure, but it is sticking. So now I can go in, get a little bit more glue on there. Whoa. Make sure if there's too much, you wipe that off. But you can also use that white excess to kind of scoop it up. Get that nice and wet. Do. Sometimes I use my finger. I don't care getting super glue on my fingers. I can usually get it off with soap and water. Oh, this guy's scope lines up with his eye. Great. We gotta have to see if we can line that up so it doesn't look goofy. So I have to attach the hand and the arm and the eye. I think I got it. There we go. Oop, almost. Now again, you want to make sure that all these pieces are wet. Sometimes your hand will get stuck to the model, but you want to make sure that they're all wet so that once you do get it all lined up, it makes sense. Okay, there we go. Oop, I'm having a hard time lining this one up. It's that silly eye. There we go. Okay, so I got this guy to line up on the eye, but now there's a big gap in his arm. And you can fill that with green stuff, or, surprise, surprise, Zap-A-Gap fills it nicely too. Now, if there's a recess in there that you need to fill, you can just scoop up a little bit of baking soda, kind of pour it into that slot there. Voila! So now you got your model. The gap's filled in his shoulder. It lines up a little bit better. And it looks pretty good. I'm going to put a little bit more Zap-A-Gap in the back here. And where his backpack goes. Oh, forgot to trim this backpack. There we go. Fit it in there. Okay. Get a little bit of baking soda on there. Boom. Not too bad. The base was a pain in the butt to cut out, but we got it. So there's one down. Oh man, I just finished gluing this guy together. Look at that. He's a left-handed sniper. That is cool. Oh, I see a little flashy bit. Gotta trim that off. There we go. Whoop, he lost his arm. But no, this is cool. He's got a... I've never seen a left-handed sniper model before. It kind of looks like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. He is cool. He's so cool. Come on. Go together, you. Ah, there we go. Bam. Look at that guy. That guy's awesome. You can't really tell from the box how cool he looks. This is awesome. Okay, this guy was a pain. Getting those hands to connect was difficult. You could see the giant gap in his shoulder because it just wasn't working right. But that's why they call it Zap-A-Gap. Just fill it up. You can kind of blow on it. Keep the glue from puddling up too much. Okay, now I'm working on this guy. This is that mech robot-y looking guy. He had a backpack and 2 arms. All these guys have backpacks and 2 arms, but this guy in particular has these little head pieces, little wings that go on either side of his head. So I'm gonna have to carefully cut these off and get them to attach. So the way I'm gonna do this, put a little bit of super glue, get some tweezers, carefully figure out what side goes where, and then kind of fit it where it goes. Get a little bit of baking soda so it'll stick. You'll probably have to use the tweezers to really get it to go where it needs to be. It's hard to tell exactly how it goes. There we go. So we want it to look good, but we don't want it to fall on the floor and get lost forever either. Ah! I like the head for this guy. Got a lot of posability. But again, if you're not careful, you'll lose this stuff on the floor. If you can, when you're doing like model assembly, if you can put down something like a piece of fabric or something on the ground that if anything falls off, you can scoop it up, or take the fabric and roll it up to where all the bits fall into one spot. Ah! So that doesn't happen. Because it's so easy to drop these guys. Careful. Careful. Okay. It's pretty good. I'm going to flare out these wings just a little bit. There we go. Not bad. Yeah, that looks better. All right, 4 down. This guy, that was close. He almost lost his knife there. Almost broke that off when sticking it on there. So be very careful of that knife. It's very fragile. But other than that, it was pretty easy to put together. Not bad. 1 left. And last but not least, we have this female character. She was a lot easier to cut the base out of. Getting her arm to fit into here at just the right angle, it's a little tricky. She's kind of swinging her arm out, and this one it's a little bit more aiming down. So anyways, that's the Nomad starter pack for Infinity. All assembled. Didn't take me too long. I think the hardest part was trimming like just the tips of their guns and the tips of that female character's fingers, because the little pieces of metal, little extra flanges, you had to kind of get those off. But I love metal models. I really do. I grew up in the era in the 90s when they had mostly metal models, so I do like working with metal. It is a lot of fun. Yes, plastic can be better, but with a little bit of patience and a little bit of skill, you can get some pretty good results out of metal models. So I hope you enjoyed that unboxing video. Once all these are painted up for the client, I'm going to post pictures on my Instagram, which is AVP Wargamer Instagram. So you can check that out. online, or you can also join our group AVP Wargamer for more Aliens, Predator, and other sci-fi related gaming content. And you can meet other people on there and chat and hang out and have a good time. But again, if you're playing Alien vs. Predator and you're looking for some models to go along with the Protos games kind, Infinity is the perfect scale. It's like 32 millimeter. Anyways, that's it. Have fun and happy wargaming.